So for now, I will turn it over to Elena. Welcome, Elena.
We all know that the trans is supported by a big industries and corporation, and behind of this trend that is lasting more than 20 years, I would say, it's a lot of money. So as Jennifer Bailey says, if you follow the money, you will find everything supporting this industry. As said, the trans business, trans rights are market rights. I mean, everything behind, as I was saying before, is a matter of money. In the late decades, we have seen how the new procedures, new treatments have been being developed, have been launched, and this has a reason, is to gain money to these corporations that we were working on. And yes, as said, the gender identity industry is a very profitable business. Specific surgeries and prostheses, hormones, and other drugs to counteract the diseases caused by the hormones, sperm ovary freezing, surrogation, even for those that have been castrated by those surgeries or drugs. And the list goes on and on and on and on. And they are very expensive, and they give a lot of revenue to the corporations manufacturing or supplying with these treatments. The more our health has been improving during the last decades, the more the pharma and the medical device industry has been developing new go-to-market strategies in order to keep the levels of profitability. In the 60s, 80s, they introduced in the market a lot of different pills and drugs, such as stimulants, amphetamines, Ritalin, you know Ritalin, antidepressants, oxycodone, and all the other treatments like the cosmetic surgery ones. But in this century, given that the market was more or less established, the pharma and the medical device industry had to take to other ways of keeping growing. So they opened the market to the children mainly, and then introducing all these drugs and others into our kids. Puberty blocker and sex growth hormone. If you take a look to the different levels of growth of both stimulants and opioids, comparing with the sex block hormones and the cross-sex hormones, you will see the same pattern. The more is our health improving, the more they are introducing new procedures or new drugs. So I said, how to further expand the market? By expanding the portfolio of the medical procedures. This is easy. So you can buy yourself a life, buy yourself a youth, buy yourself a baby, buy yourself a whole body, and if needed, you can find and buy your own identity. That's the reason, because we are seeing from the pansexual thing, the agenda thing, the non-binary, and all this kind of bullshit that we are listening every day. It was a very good campaign. I said good because I usually study this stuff. And 5-6 years ago, MasterCard for forsake, launched a campaign called True Name, because they foreseen that it was a very good niche for the trans and non-binary users. So they launched a business, a credit card where trans and non-binary consumer can put their real name. So that kind of advertising give us a clue about what is happening. This is not a matter of making people feel better, but about getting their money. According to this, and there is a very interesting documentary film named The Bleeding Edge by Amy Searing and Kirby Dick. You can see it in Netflix, I think, actually, where they talk about not the pharma industry, but the medical device industry. Actually, this industry, the medical device industry, is even more bigger than the pharma one. The CEO of the association of this industry in the States, AdvaMed, said that they have more power than some governments in Europe. That's nuts. I mean, they can make more money than countries in Europe. They have a lot of power. And I'm not talking about the pharma industry again. I'm talking about the medical device industry, which are the corporations manufacturing lights for the surgery rooms, or bandage, or even scalpers. So this kind of industry is getting a lot of money because of the trans surgeries and other procedures. So according to the latest research studies, this specific market will be worth $6 billion by 2030, with an estimated growing rate about 10%. If we take a look to the automotive industry, it is growing by 5%. And if you take a look to the mobile device industry, it is growing by 3.5%. So let's put the size on the business. It's huge. One of these most active members of this lobby, the AdvaMed, is Robin Lobo. Robin Lobo is the CEO of Stryker. I'm more than sure that you all know Stryker. Stryker is the corporation owning the Arcus Foundation, which is the largest social investor on trans issues. Stryker has been increasing their profits in the last decade because of investing via Arcus on create a good framework for their operations worldwide. Priceless. That's it. I took this picture from the website of our colleagues in Spain, Contra el Borrado de las Mujeres, because they did a fantastic job investigating industries like Stryker. John Stryker is the founder and is the one also managing the Arcus Foundation, and is one of the largest donators on the so-called LGBTIQ plus blah, 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 across US and Europe. From NGOs dedicated to lawsuit different cases, to LGBTA local organizations, even other entities such as Transgender Europe. They are pushing very hard on this, and they succeed. Arcus has been also pushing a lot in order to introduce, as I said, very success initiatives on the different legislative bodies across Europe, not only on the supranational level, but only on the regional one. Arcus was promoting somehow to the Yogyakarta principles via Michael O'Flaherty, who is nowadays the director of the Fundamental Rights Agency in the European Union. And O'Flaherty, together with Victor Madrigal, they are usual speakers at the hundreds of events that Arcus is holding worldwide. So you can make an idea of how this working. It is a very endogamic board, led by men, by the way. And they are pushing, in one hand, all the legislation, and on the other side, putting new procedures and new products into the market to make their business. Arcus, founded by a Striker Corporation, and together with other big moguls, such as the Open Society Foundation, or even the Pritzker family, you know who these guys are. And of course, Martin Rothblatt, they are putting lots of money in order to open the market to new products to sell. They are pushing the boundaries indeed, like Arcus says in its publicity. For those who call all of us like conspiracy theorists, just take a look to the numbers. Striker made a lot of money, as said, in the last decade, but it has been also been strict because all these devices they are putting into the market. So when I've been told that I'm, trying to be very conspiracy theorist, I said, I mean, look, these people is manufacturing a lot of devices and they are being sued worldwide because they are not doing things okay. And some people in our countries, in our governments are telling us that really these people are good because they are putting money on these NGOs. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Because they are making a lot of money of it. They are not working this for, charity stuff. They are working on that for being very profitable. And you have not only Stryker, you have Gilead, you have the Pritzker Corporation, you have Endo Pharmaceuticals, and you have even United Therapeutics, which is the company run by Martin Rothblatt. All of these guys are investing not only in products, but also in legislation in order to open the market to their activity. So it's clear, as you can see, their P&Ls and their revenues every day and every year. So the usual suspects, you have them there. Old man, white man, John Stryker, Jennifer Pritzker, Martin Black, and George Soros, among others. I mean, these are the most famous or the well-known in the trans industries. These people are putting a lot of money. I said, John Stryker via Arcus. Arcus, I would say that is the more diversified in terms of region around the globe in order to introduce the transgender identity theory. Jennifer Pritzker, who is more focused on the States, even opened a hospital in Chicago for transgender care. Then we have George Soros, or the Soros family, more like, and they are basically founding the Transgender Europe NGO in Europe, and they are doing a lot of fighting a lot in order to introduce transgender laws in every European countries. And we have Martin Rothblatt. Martin Rothblatt goes beyond the transgender thing. You know that this guy is a transhumanism himself. He cloned his wife and he's running kind of religion. His son, who was a Democrat candidate, if I'm not wrong, is one of the pastor of this, how it's called, the realism movement thing. And Martin Rothblatt was one of the first drafting what he called the transgender rights back in the 80s. And though he's keeping kind of a low profile, he's investing huge amounts of money in order to cross the boundaries of the human body, starting for himself, declaring himself as a woman, and investing in a lot of really transgressor medicine. I'm more than sure that you have heard about the pig first transplants that were sent, but he's still pushing a lot, and he is very kind of an influencer. He can do whatever he wants in this sense, and trying to push the boundaries more than the transgender thing. So there they are, the usual suspects. They are moving, as said, like $6 billion US, and that's the reason that this nonsense is being so trend in the last decades. Thank you very much for listening to me.